Welcome back to Roll and Review, where we talk about all things nerdy and awesome. I'm Jim, and this is our stupid, simple Steam review of the game Banished. For those of you that haven't heard of Banished before, Banished is a city builder, survival game, and honestly, on my first impressions, it's pretty much one of the best damn games, and it looks pretty damn pretty too. That's why we've probably seen gameplay of this before on mobile apps. They used to do it a lot on YouTube and other things, and people would just rip gameplay from Banished out to do their like mobile city builder, which just fucking sucked. It never looked like Banished because it actually does look quite beautiful. I'm actually surprised it kept happening for so long because seriously, like, it was obnoxiously bad plagiarizing. Anyway, so you start off with a group of villagers, a barn, a few seeds, a little bit of wood and a little bit of stone. But unlike a lot of city builders where you just put down buildings and you aren't worried about doing much else besides just watching the city grow, this one you actually have to like manage the town's resources. Not just am I making money, am I profitable, but am I cutting down enough wood? Am I cutting up enough stone? Do I have enough for firewood, food, everything, tools, clothing? It really is an in-depth city manager where you really do have to worry about all your resources, which is a bitch to do. Like, I have never been so scared that my people are going to die from starvation, and not even just in winter, but you have to plan on this through winter and all the way to the next harvest season. Like, it really does get stressful. But you know, it's a difficulty that really makes it worth it. But it's so easy with this difficult of a game to accidentally expand too much, and all of a sudden you just don't have enough resources to supply your city. Then you have to just start destroying buildings because there aren't enough people, or there isn't enough food to feed the people, so your people starve, and then your buildings stop working, so you have to delete the buildings to focus all your people on the essentials, because randomly, like, you'll have not enough farmers because all of them will starve. So you should then be able to make enough food to feed everyone. But some fuck is still sitting there like, no, we need all these luxuries. That's what we need right now. I don't care about food. We need these luxuries. We need all this iron that nobody is using, so we have 100 new tools ready to go, but like 5 people. But we need more tools. Like, you really have to like focus your people down. But it's only the start of the problems you run into. You constantly have to be on the lookout for disease, accidental deaths, natural disasters, and natural death, because these people will die pretty quickly. Like, 1 year is not 1 year, so people die fast. And if you forget to keep building houses, you have all these like families shoved into one little house, and then nobody has children, so you just have like this really big older population, and they all die off, and then you have this really like bad balance between like old people and like babies, and no one in the middle, and you just have like these random like peaks of population and drops unless you actually like plan out building the proper number of houses, the proper number of farms, and everything. Now, all this is what makes this game really enjoyable, but it also is pretty challenging, especially for new players. That leads to what I think is the biggest flaw in the game. The tutorials don't really help you manage your city. So all the tutorials do is show you how to build buildings or choose what crop you plant, but they don't help you figure out the proper kind of strategy and growth that you need to maintain a healthy population, healthy amounts of resources. So it really turns into a trial and error game, which is probably bad for is bad for casual players. Really dedicated players will take the time, go through the trial and errors, and figure out the best way to play, the best times to build, farms and orchards and houses and in what proportions and ratios to make sure you always have the resources you need. But for the casual player who may not have hours and hours and hours to play a game and really figure it out in depth, there isn't a good in-game way to figure it out. You basically have to experiment and try to find online guides. But what I found with the online guides is people find ways that really work for them. They do a pretty good job, but you inevitably run into bumps that the guide won't help you with, just because it's so limited. And so you still run into this problem where all suddenly you're out on your own and you don't know what to do. And you have this basic, but you can't like carry on. The other really bad thing about this game is that there is no end goal of the game. There isn't a point where you have succeeded building a city. There isn't any individual city milestones or achievements to hit. You simply build and grow and struggle with no end in sight. There are a bunch of random achievements for the game in general, which you'll get on like your Steam trophies and Steam achievements, but there is no end point to your session. Despite all of the patience you will need to learn how to play this game and the lack of an end goal, I still love this game. The graphics are really good. The game is more interactive than your average city builder, and when you start to get the hang of how to build a city and just how the game works, something changes. Something throws you off, and you have to compensate and try to figure out a new way to move forward. So it just doesn't become a static step A, step B, step C, repeat. Now, on a 1 out of 10 or 1 to 10 scale, give this game an 8. It's really fun to play for hours on end, even if you have to make up some milestones for yourself, which I have to. Anyway, as always, if you like this video, hit that like button down below. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Tell me what you think about Banished. If you really liked it, what you think the problems are. Please tell me all that in a comment down below, and we will respond. We do read every comment. There are so few of you right now, that we can do that. We really want to have a conversation about these games. If you have any other suggestions on games, Steam games, because we're going to be doing Steam reviews, just these random games on Steam, please tell us down in the comments what games you would like us to review, and thanks for coming.